Yo, 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 it's your boy DKB back with another episode of the Midnight Truth. Here to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Alright, people. Now, um, it's a lot of things going on this week. A whole lot of things going on this week. I definitely want to talk about a couple things here and there. Um, First things first, I want to talk about the WNBA because it's on fire. Shout out to Caitlin Clark, even though I'm not a big fan of Caitlin Clark. Um, Shout out to Angel Reese, who I am a fan of. They definitely changed the game of the WNBA. Them two alone, uh, plus my girl from think it was Arizona State, the center. I can't think of her name, but yeah, these generation of college players that just went into the WNBA, they have changed the WNBA game for good and for the better. I wish the media would push more attention onto um, the WNBA. But let's get into the games. I feel like giving a couple predictions. We got the Minnesota Lynx. Mind you, I don't know a lot of people that are on these teams, but I do know some. But we got the Minnesota Lynx tonight versus the Phoenix Mercury, Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner. I believe Phoenix will pull that out. Minnesota ain't really been much since Maya Moore, the GOAT. Her and Candace Parker wars, they definitely changed the game of ball, WNBA basketball as well. Um, got the Connecticut Sun versus the Indiana Fever. I think the Indiana Fever gonna pull that out. Um, I just don't watch enough of WNBA, but I do keep up with it. We got Angel Sky in the Chicago. I said Angel Sky, Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky going up the Washington Mystics. Uh, I I think Chicago just don't have a strong enough team. I mean, Angel Reese doing her thing, but I don't think Chicago Sky got that strong team. Um, they'll get there probably next year or a year after. Then we got New York Liberty versus LA Sparks. LA Sparks are always a good team. I don't know how they are this year. And then we got the Atlanta Dream versus the Seattle Storm. Seattle Storm, I'm pulling for them. I love Seattle Storm. I love Sue Bird on that team. Um, but yeah, those are the WNBA games. Like I said, I wish the media would cover it more because it's popping. Um, UFC. We're gonna move over to the UFC. I believe it is UFC 307. Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree. Now, I'm kind of iffy about Khalil Roundtree going up against Alex Pereira because of the simple fact, yes, he fights with violent intention. Okay, but Alex he's a sniper, and if Khalil comes in there gung ho as he does all the time, and vicious as he does instead of calculated, Alex Pereira is gonna easily win, and I don't see Alex Pereira losing the title. But that's just me. That's just me. Uh, let's go look at the main event of that. I mean, the co-main event of that card. Give me a second. Let's see. Ah, okay. So correction. It is not UFC 307. I skipped 306. I wasn't sure what Adesanya versus DDP was. So correction, it is 306. Sean Malley versus Marab Divashali. Um uh I I want to say Marab is gonna win this just for his wrestling, but Sean is on a tear, and I think Sean is gonna be accurate and put Marab down. Now I was wrong in the DDP Israel Adesanya fight. I was wrong. I said Izzy was gonna win by knockout. He ended up losing by submission. But I'm if Sean O'Malley's not injured, I don't see him losing. I do see Marab wrestling him. But Sean is pretty long, so I can see him getting back to his feet. Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko for the flyweight title. Um, that's the trilogy fight. I believe Alexa Grasso is gonna win. I believe Alexa Grasso has Valentina's number. I believe Valentina's time is up. She's a legend. She's a living legend. She has nothing else to prove. But I just think Alexa got her number. The last fight went to a draw. The one before that, it went to submission to Alexa Grasso to win the title. So I want to go with Valentina, but I just think, especially being Mexican Independence Day, and she's in the sphere. They're in the sphere. Mexican crowd's gonna be crazy. Alexa Grasso is gonna have a home field advantage. Yeah, I want to say Valentina's gonna win, but I don't know. I think Alexa got her number. Um, Lopez versus Brian Ortega. Diego Lopez versus Brian Ortega. The match that was supposed to happen, I want to say 2 fight cards ago, but Brian Ortega was sick. So with that being said, I think the way Diego fought, I think Diego's gonna win. But Brian Ortega is a motherfucking tough guy, bro. Like he is a tough guy. And then we got Rojas Jr. versus somebody I have no idea, a Chinaman. I have no idea how to pronounce his name. Excuse me for that. Um, but I believe Rosas Jr. He don't have no hands to me. He's very good on the ground, but he has no hands. I mean, he has knocked somebody out, but who was the guy that he knocked out? Like, come on. Um, then we got Irene Aldana versus Dumont. I believe Irene's gonna win that one. I believe this is a Mexican heavy card for Mexican Independence Day. I believe that Mexico is gonna prevail on this card. Gonna prevail on this card. Um, Now I want to move over to football. We got 2 games coming up here pretty soon, pretty shortly. Um, we also have college football, but I want to talk about the pros first. I want to talk about the pros first. Um, we're gonna go to the NFL. Okay, so week 1 this Thursday. Next Thursday, I believe. Next Thursday. Next Thursday. Next Thursday. We got Baltimore Ravens versus Kansas City Chiefs. I'm very interested to see that backfield of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. I'm very interested to see what they're gonna do. But the Ravens don't know how to stop nobody. So that's gonna be interesting to see what that new team is gonna do. Then you have my team, Philadelphia Eagles versus the Green Bay Packers. Now, the way Jordan Love played last year, I did not expect him to play like that. He was balling last year. So this new defense that the Eagles have to figure out how to stop Jordan Love. Please. But those are the 2 games coming up. College football we have let's see. I think it's all right tomorrow. We got Arkansas Pine Bluff versus the University of Arkansas. I believe Arkansas is going to win that one. But that's a in-house rivalry game. I always enjoy the Arkansas versus Arkansas era, being that I went to Arkansas State. I believe Arkansas State plays Conway a lot. Uh, then we got Howard versus Rutgers. Rutgers usually has a good team. Howard being the HBCU, but I believe Rutgers gonna win that one, being the stronger team. New Hampshire versus UCF. I think UCF is gonna win that one. Wake Forest versus North Carolina A&T. Don't know neither one of them teams, but I'm pulling for Wake Forest. Central Michigan versus Central Connecticut State. I believe Central Michigan's going to pull that one off. They usually have a good team for their division. Western Carolina versus North Carolina State. So we got a lot of in-house rivalries going on. There's a lot of games. I'm not going to go through all of them. Not going to go through all of them just because. And then we got Eastern Illinois versus Illinois. I believe Illinois should pull that one off, but you know how these Illinois school does. You know how they do. But now let's get to the nitty gritty. The nitty gritty. And also, I believe this coming Saturday we got Francis Ngannou versus the guy in PFL. I don't know a lot of PFL fighters, but I know Francis Ngannou's fighting. I believe this Saturday. Now let's move on to the podcast topic. I'm gonna do a little reaction video talking about wrestling. This Saturday, I believe it's this Saturday, next Saturday, one of the two. I believe it's this Saturday. Let me make sure. But Bash at Berlin for WWE is, I believe, this Saturday. Let's check it. And I'm very interested to see where they go from here because you have a lot of predictable. You don't have a lot of predictable matches this time on the card. You don't have a lot of what do you say, matches that you know who already gonna win type matches. You have two. You have the Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. You know Cody's gonna win that one. You have Gunther versus Randy Orton. You know Gunther's gonna win that one. But the other ones, you literally have no idea who is going to win. You have no idea. Let me get to the fight card here. Let me get to the card here. All right. We have. So it looks like we only have about 5 matches. We have, first up, we had the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Unholy Union versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Now, that one, I don't know what they're gonna do here. I'm almost for certain that the Unholy Union is gonna retain. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. I think they're gonna retain, but I wouldn't mind seeing Jade and Bianca getting that title back. I feel like they lost it too quick, and I feel like Triple H is trying to split them apart too early. I don't know what he's doing with the big three, Naomi, Jade, and Bianca. I don't know. But I just feel like they lost the titles way too early, but I understand why he gave the titles to the Unholy Union. We'll just see where it goes. I don't know where that one's going to go, but I'm pulling for a retain of the Unholy Union. They're going to retain the titles. And then we have my matchup. The strap match of CM Punk and Drew. Now, at SummerSlam, CM Punk got too emotional and lost the match. Okay, cleanly. Okay. It was a little distraction from Seth, but that was CM Punk's own doing because of the bracelet. This match, I believe CM Punk is going to win. I believe he's going to tie this up 1-1. I believe that Drew and CM Punk will make a October Bad Blood trilogy. Okay, they will do a third match in the Hell in a Cell. I'm hoping they do a third match for a Hell in a Cell. But we'll see what happens because I don't think Seth Rollins is finished with these guys. We'll see what happens. I wish Bronson Reed was at this pay per view. He's on fire right now. But I understand that they're doing the Intercontinental stuff. They're building them up, et cetera, et cetera. Then we have let's see, what do we have after Liv Morgan, we have Liv Morgan and Dirty Dom versus the Terror Twins of Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Now, I think the Terror Twins are gonna win here. I think that they're gonna get their revenge. I don't think the feud is gonna be over, or I'm also pulling for Finn Balor to interfere because he did say anywhere Damian goes, he's gonna be right there. But I think that they're gonna get their revenge, the Terror Twins. But I don't think that storyline is gonna be over until Bad Blood out of any of them. Because I believe Finn Balor is gonna insert himself into the Damian Priest feud, and Damian Priest and Finn are gonna battle it out at Bad Blood. That's just me. And then we have Gunther and Randy Orton. We all know Gunther's gonna retain. It's gonna look like Randy's gonna win. If Randy wins, I'll be surprised. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Cody's obviously is gonna win. Are they gonna do a heel turn with Kevin? I have no idea. So that leads me to my reaction video today. My reaction video today is from Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. These guys are from the UK. I watch these guys a lot, and they're gonna give 9 pitches for the Bash at Berlin. They come up with different pitches of how matches are gonna end and predictions, et cetera, et cetera. So we're gonna watch this, jump right into it, and I'm gonna react to it.
Joined by Andrew Hawkinson.
If I could figure this out. Hold on. I can't hear anything. It would do this as I'm trying to react to a video. It really would. As I'm trying to react to this. This right here. Let's see what that does. Sorry guys, I had to switch my headphones. Let's see if this works. I don't know if this works.
Hello, Adam Pacitti and myself, Jack the Jobber.
I felt like you needed something afterwards.
Yeah. Joel's on the edit as well. Joel. Brief bit of admin before we start. I'd just like to apologise to yourself, Andrew. I feel like me and Ross were just really harsh last time.
We'll see what happens because I've maybe gone for a pitch.
You've gone for a pitch involving the people that started this whole bullying campaign.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
You're a nonce now, right? What's the deal here?
No. Now that's a bit more of a
I believe they're going to give 3 pitches each, I believe. They kind of go through them fast, so I'll be talking on and off with these guys. So
on it there.
That's what I heard. I'm just reading the comment section, mate.
No.
No, he's just a bog standard pervert in these. But he's not. I think we've taken that ball and ran with it too far, if anything.
Okay, let's bring it back.
Yeah.
You little pest.
If you don't know the concept of 9 pitches, we've all come with 3 each for the upcoming Bash in Berlin this weekend. We'll go around in a...
before they start, I want to say shout out to Bo Dallas, Chad Gable, that whole storyline is incredible. What they've done to continue Bray Wyatt's legacy, Bray Wyatt rest in peace. It's amazing. It's amazing, and I enjoyed the Uncle Howdy and Chad Gable match.
Circle,
Monday on
Adam,
Raw.
then Andrew, then myself, and we'll be left at the end with 9 wonderful pitches. But remember the golden rule, it's not what we think's going to happen.
It's what we want to happen. Loving Joel nodding along there. He's like, yeah, it
he
is.
loves it.
Hell
he
yeah.
loves it.
We excited for the show?
Yes, it looks all right, doesn't
Yeah.
it? I think it's pretty predictable. We're filming predictions later today, in fact.
They saying it's predictable. But the way that they've set these stories up, it makes it a little bit unpredictable to me, in my opinion. But for the most part, I can see why they say this predictable.
And I'm worried that we're going to match up on a lot because I think it is a predictable card. But it'll be a good one. It'll be a hot crowd.
You were saying on the news that it's like it's not so much the matches themselves. It's another international show. It's the crowd.
Yeah, they're just a laugh, aren't
Yeah,
they? Good.
right.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm very much looking forward to Cody and Kevin Owens. I think that's the one I'm looking forward to the most, even more
agree,
than
I
Gunter and
agree.
Randy, I think.
Possibly,
But all in all, they look. Even though they're the smaller cards, the matches themselves still look good on paper.
Yeah.
And the crowds always bring it in the international stuff, don't they? So
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
This is
Are
a
you
real
excited?
small card.
Yes,
These
I don't have
international
any more.
cards
You've-
seem
Yep,
to
I
be the
agree.
This
smaller
is the one
cards
that
and
I'd
the way
love
to
to have
go.
gone to. You know,
Really?
as far as
Ooh.
the European pay-per-views go, mostly because I like Berlin quite a lot.
I've never
but
been to Berlin.
I mean, not a lovely city, and I'm not that familiar with German wrestling crowds, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
WXW, I've seen a few bits, but it's different when it's WWE, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been to one of the cool things that Matthew goes to. Those
No.
cool weekends in WXW.
What's it called? Gold Rush. What's it?
16 karat
16
gold.
carat.
They also do a tag tournament once a year as well. Apparently, that's the other big one. It's in Oberhausen, but Matthew always calls it Oberhausen. I'm just back from Oberhausen. Like, yep, it's Oberhausen. I have an A star in German GCSE. Right?
Do you actually?
Oh
Well,
yeah.
really? Can you speak it
Oh,
really well?
Nur ein bisschen. Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Only a
Yes.
little bit. Yes.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
I know a little Spanish, if that count.
Adam, your first pitch, please.
Yeah, so
Your first pitch, bitter.
this is entitled K. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
The World Heavyweight title is on the line in the opener as Orton versus Gunther takes place. After a competitive match where Gunther focuses on the legs of Randy, Orton is eventually forced to tap out by Gunther, who applies a brutal Boston Crab to a battered and bloody Randall Keith.
That is a very interesting pitch because Randy Orton had that fusion surgery, so his back is very bad. Even though it was surgically repaired, so that's very interesting.
This marks, and I checked this, just the 19th tap out for Orton in WWE, many of which
19?
came... That's not that many, that works out.
No, I just can't believe you've managed to.
3.3%.
Whoa.
Of his matches where he's lost have ended via submission,
Wow.
and most of those
Interesting.
would have come at the hands of Cena.
I was
no-
going to say
no
how many of
doubt.
those were to the STF. Yeah.
John Cena.
As a result, it
of
makes
course.
Gunther look like the absolute bollocks because he's made Randall Keith a multi-time world champion, one of the greatest of all time. He's made him tap out. As Gunther stands over a broken Orton, he is joined by
That would make that title. That will make the world title legitimate again. If he beats a 14-time world heavyweight champion, a 14-time world champion, it makes him tap out. That's impressive.
Ludwig Kaiser, who begins laying in the boots to Orton. And Gunther is just stood there, smile on his face. He's enjoying watching it play out, but he doesn't get physically involved. All of a sudden, Kevin Owens runs out to make the save. Orton lobs Kaiser over the top rope to the outside. Gunther, he smirks and he just heads up the ramp, all smug. He gets out of there before they can get physical.
Interesting.
Owens
Interesting,
slowly helps Orton to his
That
feet
is-
and the two embrace.
That is very
Oh,
interesting.
yes. Orton may have lost the bout, but he still has his friend.
Oh.
Oh.
Owens assists Randy out of the ring. They start to make their way up the aisle when all of a sudden Boom! Owen, Sami Zayn's Randy, throws him into the ramp, hits him with a brutal powerbomb on apron like our Evolution, I want to say.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is the
our
exact
Evolution.
same
Yeah,
thing. It's the
yeah.
exact same.
Heel turn on Kevin for Randy, though. That's interesting. That's interesting. I want to see what they're going to say with Kevin and Cody now.
Same thing he goes for. We now have a heel Kevin Owens heading into his main event world title match with Cody Rhodes. The dynamic has changed during the pay-per-view itself before that big match, and now we've got a different Kevin Owens heading into that one. This is a bit of a two-part because my other one sort of follows on from this, but I've separated them.
That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear.
So initially, when you first said, "Oh, this match opens the show," I thought, "Uh-oh, Gunther not in the main event in Germany." But then you've made it all make sense, and I'm a sucker for when there's a whole story that plays out over the course of one night. So it's a yes for me to start things off. Come on.
It's a yes from me as well, because
I
what's
like it.
more
I
heelish
like it.
than Kevin Owen hitting an apron powerbomb onto Randy Orton after
I
he
like it.
said, "I had spinal fusion surgery in my back
like
and
it.
I didn't
I
know
like
if
it.
I was coming back and doing this and that." Imagine. And I quite like that more than the idea of
That was pitch number one, and they do these for every match, by the way. So we're going to do them for all of them as well. We're going to react to all of them. But that was a nice first pitch.
Kevin maybe turning on Cody in that match. I like the fact that you've done it.
He's already-
previously. Yeah.
Well, I was about to say, do you think we might see Kevin Owens do something heelish on the Go Home SmackDown? Has that been taped already? Do we know what's happened? Not yet.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I'm not
actually.
sure.
No, I
Will
don't
it
think
be
no.
live in?
I don't know how it works anymore with these
Berlin?
international ones. But I think, yeah, we might see Kevin do something dastardly on the Go Home show to set up that dynamic. But I prefer what you've done because it keeps some of the tension heading into the show itself.
For sure, I think it's a predictable.
Are
Let's
they
assume
going
that
to
Cody
pull
is
the
going on
trigger
last.
back
I think
on
it's a
Kevin
predictable win
Owens
for
again?
Cody. There's that little inkling of doubt if Owens goes in there.
Remember,
Yeah.
last
He's
year
a
he
different
was
Kevin
heel
Owens, that's why
against.
I've done that.
For the record, I think
2
that
years
Gunther
ago
will-
he was
just from what they
healed
did in
against
Glasgow. Cody didn't main event that
Stone
one
Cold Steve
because it was
Austin.
Drew. So I think they might have Gunther
Then
main
he
event again.
turned-
But you
I
never
think you're
know.
probably right, but it's what we
The
want.
face.
It's what once happened, and it was
Teaming
it's
up
two
with
yeses
Sami
to start
Zayn and
things
beating
off.
the Usos.
You
Last
sound
year.
like that when Bender's a human on
This
Futurama.
year at
and then they push him
WrestleMania.
off the-
When the air's
He helped out
escaping.
Cody Rhodes.
That's just air escaping.
I forgot about that.
That's
Was
so
that
good.
based on the
So-
Sandman? He looks so much like the Sandman.
I think they're gonna
the
pull the
human
trigger.
version. It's the white shirt, short blonde
Oh,
cigarette.
yeah,
it really. And
yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. Andrew,
Yes.
your first bit, please.
Brace yourselves for this first bit, because I put. I don't know if I can do the noise.
Why has he done that then?
I move away from the mic to breathe. Germany's very own uncle and niece combo of Bret Hart and Natalia make their way to
That
the
was
ring.
Brett Sting.
Yeah.
Woo!
I can't do
I
it.
thought you were doing like a European cities police sirens. You know how they sound different in Europe?
Yes.
Like, woo,
Oh, maybe.
woo. They're a bit more sassy.
Well,
than
here's
ours are.
the German police of Bret Hart and Natalia coming out to the ring, right? So
it's a yes from me, right? Because
Already?
every time Natalia's theme plays, I still get pissed off that
Ah,
it's not
Bret.
Brett. And finally, it's Brett
It's
in
Bret
Germany.
now.
And,
Nice.
and Brett's like a hero in Germany, isn't he? They love him.
Well, let me tell you. Let me
okay.
tell you. So WWE recently released a video package of the company's relationship with Germany leading up to Bash in Berlin, with Bret not only being one of the most beloved stars ever in the country, but was also quoted by Natalia in that video saying that Bret said they were the
I
very
missed
best
that.
fans in the world.
I missed that. I
Ooh.
missed that.
So here
He's
they are.
right.
We've got Bret and Natalia. They're
He's-
ready to thank
he's
the
right.
German crowd for staying as passionate as ever and waiting for as long as they have, culminating in this
would be
history-making
big to
event
see Bret
this
Hart again.
evening. Bret says he remembers every single day how loyal and devoted the fans here are and couldn't pass up the opportunity to be in their presence one more time. Bret, Natalia, and the fans soak in the atmosphere they've all been waiting to feel for years as the two relatives embrace in a wholesome moment in the ring. With the camera zoomed in tightly on them, however, we hear the crowd suddenly in uproar as one big Bronson Reed appears into frame. over the Hart family members'
That would
shoulders.
be nice.
Natalya is facing the
be nice.
direction of Bronson
That would be
as she
nice.
sees the Aussie just menacingly staring at the two before charging
That would
towards
be nice.
them.
Bronson Reed
Natalya
is on
lets go some
fire.
hooks
I
to get
just
Brett out of
said.
harm's way,
I
but
would love to
Bronson
see Bronson
charges
Reed do
straight
something
through the
here.
hitman and sends him straight down to the canvas. With the distraught Natalya looking on and Bronson smirking at her as he stands over Brett, Reed drags the
Tsunami.
hitman into position ready to hit a tsunami. Here comes security and Adam Pearce to break up the proceedings.
gonna
though,
do it again.
getting in between Bronson and Brett, but that doesn't stop the big man. He hits a tsunami to Bret Hart. A devastated Natalya tries to get involved, but security keep her back for her own safety. Up Bronson goes again. Tsunami!
Yeah.
That one wasn't as parody as you've done previously.
Tsunami!
Yeah.
This happens multiple times. Natalya is just breaking down at the slaughter
Yes.
she's witnessing happen to her uncle in the ring.
Yes.
Just when
That
we
would be
think he's
nice.
done, Bronson heads up again.
No!
He's
He
looking
needs
to hit
that.
another tsunami on Brett, but this time Adam Pearce steps in. He shields Brett from any further damage. He threatens Reed. If he dares attempt one more tsunami, Pearce will not only disqualify Reed from the Intercontinental title tournament, but he'll also fire Reed from Raw for good. You've got 3 seconds to get down from that turnbuckle, young man. 1, 2. Bronson just absolutely launches himself.
Who was that an impression of there then?
Adam Pearce.
Oh, young man.
Oh, young man. Hey,
okay.
up, young man, get down from that turnbuckle.
It's getting closer. Carry
I'll be
on.
slapping
Stop
the out
now.
lug oil.
I don't think he's
Betty.
realised.
Little Betty.
No, I thought, it doesn't matter.
Oh, right. Oh.
A famous Yorkshireman, infamous, you might say.
Okay.
Yes.
Sutcliffe.
Similar levels.
So, yes, you've got 3 seconds to get down through that turnbuckle. He counts 1, 2, and Bronson just launches himself at both Pearce and Brett. And so he just like squashes Pearce on top of Brett, because why not? Demolishing them both with a tsunami as medic, security, and Natalya rush to the scene. Bronson heads up the ramp smiling as CM Punk darts past him to check on his idol. Oh, isn't that
Oh,
nice?
that is so what you
Oh, yes.
Make it all about Phil.
Bronson Reed has made yet another huge statement in Germanonte. There you go.
I mean, it would never happen, but that's not the point of this video.
It's not. It's what we want to happen.
Brett would want to, he'd want to manage to somehow reverse a tsunami into the sharpshooter.
Of course.
But it's a yes from me. I
Thank
don't
you.
know what else more needs to be said.
Thanks very much.
You've
like
killed my
that.
childhood hero, and it's a big yes from me. I really, really like it. I think it's a great way to get Bronson out of the IC title tournament, where they're pushing him so hard at the moment. Maybe you don't want him in the match. If he goes on to face Bron, maybe
You
Bron
don't want either to lose that.
It's heel versus heel as well. So yeah, I think it's a good way to get him out of there. So you say he gets fired from Raw, he heads off to SmackDown or something?
What obviously I
Level
refrain
up.
from booking further, but because he's taken out Adam Pearce never actually got to fire Bronson from that. So I was thinking Bronson goes into the IC title tournament, but maybe is interrupted because obviously there's no DQs in that by a returning Seth Rollins or something.
Okay,
And then that
that's
sets
cool.
up a program between them two to keep Bronson away from that, because I don't think Bronson's picking it up just yet. And you don't want to take the momentum away from him either just yet.
It's
from that.
really strong. You thought of all possibilities there, so
Oh,
100% a yes.
hi.
It's great. Really, really good. And we get to see Brett.
We do. And
Die.
he's squashed.
I wonder if we'll actually see him.
Do you reckon?
Not to get beaten up, but just as an appearance.
I mean,
don't
that
know.
video package very much was like focused around Brett,
Yeah.
I guess. So it will be kind of cool.
We might do. It's my pitch now.
Mm-hmm.
The show opens.
It's true.
Enough fun.
It's me.
Time. It's me. It's my time. The show opens, unlike Adams, with Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. Both men showed respect to each other on the Go Home SmackDown, so no surprise then that the match begins with a very earnest handshake. But it is a surprise when Owens goes bang and headbutts Cody off the headbutt, and it busts Cody open. And the match is a dramatic one, with the champion doing all he can just to survive, while Owens fights with a brutality we haven't seen from him in years. Eventually, Cody does make his comeback, and let me tell you, it's electrifying. He's all bloodied, but he's battling back against KO, running through his offense, the disaster kick, the dusty elbow. He goes for the Cody cutter, but Owens drags the ref in the way, and Cody collides with him, and the ref tumbles under the bottom rope to the outside. Owens hits the stunner on Cody and makes the cover, but then realizes, the ref's out. He looks conflicted and then grabs the title belt from ringside. Oh. He gets back in and measures.
So the difference of the first guy, he turned Kevin Owens heel right away. This guy is turning Kevin heel in the match. That's interesting as well.
Measures a rising Cody Rhodes, charges and clocks him with the belt. Cody's finished. The ref slowly crawls back in the ring. 1, 2. Someone pulls the referee out of the ring.
Referee.
Owens looks around and sees it's our favourite trope, a balaclava-clad person. Oh, yes.
Is there another one coming?
Looking back at him. Oh, is there?
Maybe we'll see.
They lock eyes, and then the mysterious stranger runs away. Owens gives chase, but he stops halfway up the ramp and realizes, no, I'm still in a title match. It's still going on. Heads back to the ring and gets met with the Cody Cutter, then a crossroads, and another one, and a third one. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes wins, but only by the skin of his teeth, you might say. But Owens did cheat first, so I suppose it's not, he deserves it.
Yeah.
Over the next few months, like a concerned man after a stag do, Owens needs to find out who screwed him in Berlin. Thanks, Joel.
That's very
Cheers,
good.
mate. Thank you. He runs through several allies of Cody who he thinks could have cost him, and even threatens Arn Anderson backstage. He's a crazy man. Meanwhile, we get a Survivor Series. Jacob Fatu is the deciding factor in the War Games match, leading the new bloodline to a victory over the old bloodline of Roman Reigns, teaming with the reunited Usos, Sami Zayn, and a reluctant Paul Heyman, because I just couldn't think of a fifth man.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't JJ Dillon in War Games matches back in the day?
Sure.
Yeah, Heyman can be like a scared, like, oh, don't touch me. Yeah. This result plunges the old bloodline into a crisis of confidence heading into WrestleMania season. They have a meeting on a TV episode afterwards where they talk about where they stand. Roman is determined to beat Jacob Fatu, take back his place at the head of the table. The Usos want to beat the Tongans for the tag team titles. Sami Zayn isn't sure if this is for him anymore. He cuts a passionate, confessional Sami Zayn-esque promo where he says he's never been sure if he's belonged at this level. That's why he lost the IC title to Braun. That's why he's never been WWE champion. And that's why he couldn't bear seeing Kevin Owens. And then he stops and they all go... The others look at him like, say what? Imagine Roman, say what? Sammy tries to explain his way out of it, but he's cut off by no. Here comes Kev charging out. Sammy runs away, and there's our match for Mania. Maybe even loser leaves WWE. Because Owens' contract's running down, apparently, reportedly. But you never know. Anyway, there we go.
Damn.
That's not as
There's a lot to
good
digest there,
as
isn't
the
there?
other
Yeah.
two.
I really like all of it.
Thank you.
I haven't got like a single complaint. I thought the person
not as
pulling
good
him
as the
out
other two,
was going to
but
be
I like it.
Randy
It's
Orton.
decent.
I thought that's where you were going with that. I thought it was going to be Orton betraying his friend, but that would have been too obvious because Orton is incapable of wearing anything apart from a pair of pants and a shirt with a snake on it.
He wouldn't,
So
be, able, he
either-
wouldn't have
either
been able to wear trousers, would he? He's just there with his legs out. Yeah.
It would have been quite obvious. No, I really, really like it. And, Sammy versus Owens at WrestleMania is a big yes, please.
Well, I was worried that it would be like Sammy versus Owens again, but they're always really good together. Yeah.
And with like a big emotional stipulation on the line as like a loser leaves WWE thing, I think that's even better. I like it a lot. Again, it's like it subverts expectations to what you think may happen with Randy getting involved and stuff as well. And you've also protected Kevin because you made Cody give him 3 crossroads.
Yeah.
And he's just more brutal, and I like more brutal Kevin Owens as well.
Yeah. So I sort of turned him heel in the match, but in this subsequent feud with Sammy, he's the face. Sammy's
I just said that.
the little rat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that little rat boy.
Yes.
Adam, your second pitch play.
This one's titled K. Oh, yes. So keep in mind, my first pitch for this, Owens is entering the match as a heel. Although it would have worked either way, given what happens very soon into the pitch. Kevin Owens makes his way to the ring to a shower of boos before Cody makes his entrance. But before the first whoa can even take place, Owens pegs it up to Cody and lays him out with a steel chair. He rains down chair shots on Rhodes for ages and then drags Cody's lifeless body.
I like this guy. That's Attitude Era type shit.
Body into the ring. The referee goes to call the match off, but Cody shouts, "No!" and insists that he is fit to compete. The bell rings and the match is on, but Cody is already in deep, deep peril. The next 15 minutes are spent watching Kevin Owens pick Cody apart in an aggressive style we haven't seen from Owens for years.
Wow.
Cody tries to mount comebacks, but every time they are quickly shut down by the violent psychopath that is KO. After a pop-up powerbomb, Owens drags Cody to his feet and nails him with a stunner. Then another, and then another. He dusts his hands off and looks like he's about to go for a pin when all of a sudden, Randy Orton, who he attacked earlier in the night, appears behind him and nails Kevin with an RKO. The match ends in a DQ. I'm pitching a DQ here.
I'm probably every pitch that he makes, I'm probably gonna go for his, cause that's incredible.
This sets up though a huge triple threat for Survivor Series: Rhodes versus Owens versus Orton for the undisputed WWE title. Triple threat, no DQ this time. We got babyface Rhodes, heel Owens, and Orton, because you can't describe him either way. Triple threat for Survivor Series.
Now, so initially, my gut instinct there was a no. But then, so I'm comparing it to when we went up to Glasgow for... after Drew got screwed in the main event, we all felt kind of shortchanged. The general consensus of people there live was like, so even people who weren't that mad about Drew winning the belt were still like, you'd expect to see more of Punk than just a quick run it. Like, everyone just kind of felt like the ending didn't really give us our money's worth. But then we got back down here, and the response online and everything was... We had to wait until we got back here to check online for some reason. Everyone else seemed like, no, that was for the greater good. That was better story. So I think that's where I stand here. For those live at the event, it is a shame for a DQ finish. But Triple H doesn't do that as much anymore, and maybe that makes it more impactful. And I do think, like you say, it does lead to a bigger match down the line at a bigger show.
Screw the live crowd. It's only like €800 a ticket or something like that. And they've already seen Bret Hart get killed by Bronson Reed. So they've had their money's worth.
So it was a
a roller coaster.
Yes.
I like it a lot because I like the idea of Cody slowly losing all of his friends because of his championship. And I guess we get that
right
way with the triple threat match as well. Maybe Randy doesn't pick it up there, and that's when he starts getting a bit like, I need that title. I need to sort of be on par, maybe with like the John Cena or something. I need my 15th reign with a championship. So I like it a lot.
Thank you. Cheers.
What?
You did a silly voice. You can't then look at me and go, what? Yeah, yes from me as well. Yeah.
Cheers. Nice. Cool.
Andrew?
We'll see how this one is a bit weavy and windy. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
They don't.
But maybe this one will fall down.
I would expect
flat on its face.
I would expect nothing less.
We'll see.
Than twists and turns from an Andrew pitch.
We'll see. I'm going to the intergender tag match between Liv and Dom and Rhea and Damian Priest. So
sorry,
yes.
What do we think of the Terror Twins name?
I don't like it.
Doesn't do much.
I agree.
I think it's going to be fairly short-lived, isn't it? But it's just to get it on a T-shirt.
Terror Twins.
It's true.
It's crap though.
They don't really look like each other at all.
Apparently, someone else pointed out that like they're also not twins because they're very much years apart in age as well.
Yeah, he's like 40. yeah. And
well,
Rhea's like 20 still, isn't she?
It doesn't help that argument. Non-identical twin. Maybe they should have been the Terror non-identical twins.
yeah.
Dry humor.
The TNI, the T-nits.
The T-nits. Oh, that works really well.
Run in fear from the T-nits. Sorry, yes.
No, it's okay. That was a nice tangent there. Yes, so we're going to that match.
Didn't need to say that, did
no,
you?
Bit needless. I meant it genuinely, though,
that was a little chop block at the end of the segment there.
Oh, okay. Maybe there's a chop block in another one of me. I'm losing all my pages here. Right, I'll get into it. So throughout the match, Dom Mysterio is being a wiggly, wormy boy and is constantly saved by Women's World Champion Liv Morgan from suffering a riptide at the hands of a vengeful Rhea Ripley. We keep being denied the thing we want to see the most. Damien and Rhea are dominating. They're getting all their frustrations out, and the crowd is absolutely loving it. Damien hoists Dom up, ready to hit a razor's edge, but Liv pushes the ref into the trajectory of the maneuver. That's hard to say. And it takes the official out. Rolls out of the ring, under the rope. Liv realizes she's gonna made a big mistake as the Terror Twins look to one another, smile, and slowly start to approach the champ, who is now trying to plead with the babyfaces whilst trapped in the corner. Of course, cue the Judgment Day, who jump Damian Priest and take him down, allowing Liv to roll out of the ring. Rhea turns her attention to the members of her former stable to help her partner. She takes out JD Madonna. I always say Madonna. McDonough. JD.
Okay.
And she takes out JD and Carlito before being confronted by Finn, to whom she just waves at before landing a huge headbutt that sends Bella careening perfectly into the waiting grasp of a recouped Priest. Before Damien can hit a South of Heaven, though, a sneaky Liv, she goes round the back, connects with a low blow from behind. And Finn capitalizes with this. He tosses Damien to the outside and hits a shotgun dropkick that sends them both through the barricade as Rhea is left alone with a stirring Judgment Day. She signals for them to come on, whilst unbeknownst to her, Dom stands behind her, steel chair in hand. Oh, what a naughty boy. Cue the LWO. The heels look towards the rampway in anticipation, but they jump through the crowd instead, with Ray managing to grab the chair from Dom as he lifts it, looking to strike Rhea from behind. This in turn grabs Rhea's attention at what's occurring behind her. And
Remember, the LWO has now inserted themselves in this feud. Remember what happened last Monday on Raw.
she turns to Dom with a scathing look as the crowd goes absolutely bananas. The LWO chase away the remaining JD members, and alone in the ring are Rhea and Dom as Ripley grabs Dom by the neck. Liv tries to intercept from behind, but Rhea catches her too. She's doing the hurricane thing at the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
With, Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin. With both in a grasp, she averts her attention between the two before hitting Liv with a hellacious headbutt and ultimately deciding that Dom will feel the full power of her wrath. The crowd once again.
So she's hit Liv.
She's gone
but she's
headbutt
actually
to Liv, but she's still got hold of Dom as well.
She wants to hurt him more.
We've been denied this riptide on Dominic Mysterio, right? The crowd once again come unglued. Are about to get what we've all been waiting for. Rhea knows it. Dom knows it. The crowd knows it. Rhea stares down the hard cam and hoists Dom up for a riptide.
Oh, just do it, man. She's waiting. No, listen, right? No, you've wasted too much time now.
Finally. That is until a mask figure. No.
I'm fuming.
That is until a masked figure appears from under the ring and on the apron. The figure pulls Dom from Rhea's shoulders to safety. Rhea can't believe it. Filled with rage, she turns around and tries to hit a running big boot on this imposing figure, only to be caught in the motion and hit with a devastating powerbomb for her troubles instead. The impact... Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
The impact stuns Rhea so much that she jolts back upright to prop herself against the ropes, only to be hit by an opportunistic Liv Morgan who runs in to hit Ripley with the Oblivion for the pinfall win.
How long's the ref been out? He's been
Oh,
about
he's been out for
45
a bit.
minutes.
It all happens
You
dead
can
fast.
be kind of loose with the
Oh,
rest,
yeah.
can't
You can. After the match, the figure gets in the ring and reveals themselves to be a returning Raquel Rodriguez.
What are you? Yeah.
In the Judgment Day. Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So when you said Kevin Nash, she's often being compared to Kevin
Yeah.
Nash.
Yeah. Got strong backs.
Yeah.
Got strong backs.
No, it's good. Oh, sorry.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
You're gonna give
I
it a
don't.
no.
I just.
What do you just-
That's interesting.
So
I don't like it though.
I'm assuming
Because
we
of
will get
Raquel
Rhea's revenge on
Rodriguez.
Dom later.
Yes.
Is Raquel joining them?
I guess so. Yeah.
It doesn't sound like you're convinced that she is. You've not given us what
I
we
mean,
wanted.
there's still so Rhea injured Raquel in the past and did some dastardly things to Rhea in the past. To
No, I
to
do
Raquel
like
in the
that. No,
past
I
as
do
well.
like that.
And when Liv and
Yeah.
Raquel were
I
tag
don't know.
champions, I
I'm
believe
iffy on that one.
Rhea attacked Raquel like before a match, and then they lost the tag team championships.
Yeah.
So therefore, there's still something there, and they've been rivals throughout like NXT and other things as well. So there's some animosity there between the two. Also, Rhea did cheat, I believe, in the match at Payback to pick up the win against Raquel as well.
Now,
in that
what
World
I-
Championship match.
That has softened my stance on this.
Okay.
It's still, unfortunately, it's a no.
That's
but
all
it's
right.
not like a full no.
That's okay.
And I'd like to apologise for my outburst just there.
Don't worry.
But it's still a no. However, during Amir Khan's amateur boxing career, right?
Yeah.
I remember it's burned into my memory. I remember as a child watching him like the Olympics or the Commonwealth Games or something when he was just a new. No, everyone was like, "Who's this Amir Khan? He's really good." And I remember my dad saying such a dad thing where he was watching it and just went, "He can work out his opponent's style very quickly." And I'm looking at the time, I was like, "Wow, my dad's really cool. He knows about boxing and stuff." Now I'm looking back, I'm like, "How did he know that? He's not a boxer. How does he know?" It's the sort of power you only get once you become a dad, I think, to identify things like when speed cameras are facing the other way and when a boxer has worked out his opponent's style very quickly.
Yes.
You are the Amir Khan of working out Triple H's style. This is very Triple H-y. And I always think your pitches are marvelously in line with Triple H's like style of storytelling and twists and turns.
Both bald. That's what it is.
Both bald,
Yeah.
both huge.
Hench.
And even though it's a no, I still like parts of it.
Thank you.
Because of
I'll
that.
take that. I'll
Yeah,
take it. I'll take it.
So I feel bad now.
Don't feel. Why do you feel bad?
Because I shouted over your.
It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Pervert. I like everything except for the reveal and who that person is, right? I like Raquel, and I think it would really, really benefit her. I don't want to see her inserted into this soap opera stuff because I don't think she's got the chops for it. I can't. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. It's not going to happen, but maybe I'll be proven wrong and she'd be really, really good. But this is so soap opera.
Yeah.
I can't picture Raquel getting involved in that stuff and it actually being especially satisfying. I think when that mask comes off,
I agree. See,
that
that's what
moment
makes
would be
me
like,
iffy, the Raquel part.
do you know what I mean? It's
Maybe-
Raquel. I like Raquel as well, and it sounds like I'm maybe being a bit unfair, and maybe she hasn't been given the opportunity to display her soap opera acting chops. I think it would be a bit of a shark jump moment. I want the satisfaction. I want to see Dom get beaten up. I don't want to wait until Survivor Series for that.
We're gonna wait.
I agree. Dom needs his ass whooped.
Wait
No,
for it.
and I think now's the time
That's
to
fair
do
enough.
that.
Do you think we will see it?
Yeah,
this
I think
weekend.
so.
Yeah,
Okay.
honestly, I think it's literally like just a feel-good ending to that stuff, and then they all go and do their own stuff. That's why the what do you call them? The tits? What the nits? The
T-nits,
T-nits.
the T-nits.
I think that exists
Just a short-term
properly
thing.
on screen. Yeah, they'll still be friends and everything.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
think they drop that association.
This is like the
So
end
I
of the
think this
mini
is-
arc.
I think this arc is wrapping up. I can't see Raquel making the next chapter any better. Maybe
I
I'm being a
wouldn't-
bastard.
I agree, and I think that's what I hope happens as well. But
I also agree because Liv and Rhea have to finish their feud at Bad Blood. I just feel like that.
I wouldn't put it past Triple H to take a story beyond its natural conclusion, because that if there's one downfall of his booking style, it could be that. It happened with the Roman and Jay stuff when Jimmy then cost Jay, and everyone went,
Yeah.
"Hang on, what's
What's
going
going
on?"
on?
now?" Yeah.
And there's a bit of like an unfinished chapter because she doesn't get to hit Dom with the Riptide, but then obviously she's going to go straight into a program with Raquel, who I guess would still be associated with Dom, but you
That's why
want
I
that
asked him-
payoff.
That's what, yeah.
That's true. Like, there's two payoffs then. Is her beating Raquel, screwing her there, but then you still want, really, Dom's still the focal point. I guess that
Yeah.
could still work and everything. And she just feels like an unnecessary component. to
Yeah,
me.
no, that's true. I was maybe thinking of her being sort of like the bodyguard for Liv and Dom.
But does that
That's
relegate
nice.
her slightly?
Maybe it does.
I don't want
You're
to.
right.
Obviously, I don't want smiley, pointless Raquel
Yeah.
back. But I think when she could be a good like silent ass kicker or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Sorry.
True.
We've had
That's
a really
all
good
right.
philosophical discussion there. I enjoyed it.
Haven't we just? Oh, wrestling. Oh, wrestling.
Oh, wrestling.
Oh, wrestling.
Randy Orton versus Gunther. The main event is, of course, Gunther's title defense. The crowd are very behind him. Boosted by the support of the Berlin crowd, Gunther spends a lot of the match on top against Orton and also appears to have extensively scouted the RKO. In the build-up, they've made this all about the RKO, haven't they? Like, I just need to hit you with the RKO and you'll be done. Orton tries various times to hit his finisher, but Gunther counters each attempt in various different ways. It's so cool and awesome. Everyone is on their feet for how sick this is. Towards the end of the match, Gunther rolls up Randy like he did in the King of the Ring final. But this time, the referee clearly sees this time. His shoulders off the mat. They get back to their feet. RKO, 1-2. Gunther kicks out just in time, though. It's like Kurt Angle stuff. Randy wastes no time and strains to hoist the dead weight of Gunther back to his feet. He goes for another RKO, but Gunther catches him in a sleeper and they stagger backwards into the ropes. Randy stomps on Gunther's foot to break the hold and does hit the second RKO, 1-2, but now they're too close to the ropes and Gunther's able to just drape a leg over the ropes just in time. Randy can't believe his bad luck, but he measures Gunther for a third and final RKO. The champion very slowly rises to his feet. RKO, no, he shoves him away. The Viper turns around into a massive big boot, and Gunther goes into, when he decides it, he just chains several moves together, and you're like, oh my God. He power bombs him, and then makes his way very unsteadily to the top rope for a scary splash attempt, but he nails it, and he gets the 3 to retain the title. With one burst of energy, Gunther has just managed to cling onto his belt. He lays exhausted in the ring for a while and then heads off into the crowd to celebrate in the stands because I think that, he's allowed to do a babyface thing on this occasion, I think. Back in the ring, Orton is frustrated. Here comes Cody Rhodes to console him. This exists in the same universe as my previous pitch, so he's all stitched up from his match with Owens afterwards and everything. No. Cody and his former mentor share a hug to close the show. The thing pops up. And then Orton hits an RKO on Cody out of nowhere. Cody's down, and then Orton goes to that dark place. He measures the champion and punts him in the head. Oh,
yes.
And that's how the show ends.
Yes.
It's not real. Don't worry. It's not real. Thank you.
That's really good.
It's not. You don't have to be worried for. It's not real. Cody's okay.
But the punt kick, though.
I know he's going to... Well, I'd read this to Fraser upstairs before, and he went, oh, so Cody will have to be out for a while then. I was like, oh, it does write people off, doesn't it? He can miss, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Love it. We want to see Orton versus Cody. The story's naturally there, and I think it's more fun if Orton is going into that match as the deranged heel that we saw all those years before. So I think it serves its purpose by doing that. I think it will be the most predictable RKO in the history of it coming at the end, but that's totally fine as well. I really like it. It's great.
I also, when I was writing, thought...
A deranged Randy Orton to seek a title? Yeah.
But this might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I get there is a story of Cody and his former mentor having a respectful babyface encounter, and can Cody outgrow the man who taught him so much? But like you said, I want to see him against evil Randy Orton.
You know what? One change for this, maybe, if you don't want to write Cody off, you could have Owens come out afterwards, be like, what the hell are you doing? And he eats the punt if you want to.
Oh,
do it that way. But I like it.
We've had experience booking wrestling shows. Yeah, hell yeah. Andrew.
Yeah, I really like it as well. Again, much like with Kevin Owens, I like when the meaner side of that wrestler comes out, and I like when the meaner side of Randy Orton comes out. And it feels like it's been a while since we've seen that. He's very much been like the Randy Orton, and rightly so, just enjoys the crowd and enjoys the fact that he's still able to do this at the age and what he's been through and everything. But to see him turn into that, tap into that side of him again is always something that I really enjoy watching, and something that I've missed a little bit as well. I mean, I love seeing Randy on TV just having fun, but I like that little edge to him as well.
Yes.
So it's a big old yes from me.
Excellent. You'd imagine that could possibly be, if that were to happen, his last proper heel run at the top of the card as well. And I think what an impactful way to do it.
Yeah, I think whenever he retires, it'll surely be as a face. Yeah, it's Randy Orton. Yeah. Adam, your third and final pitch, please.
Right, I've got one for the pre-show here.
Yes.
It's just called pre-show nonsense. We get a match on the 2-hour pre-show.
It's a yes from me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers. And it's not just any match, but it is the first ever Money in the Danker ladder match. To determine in Berlin the best of the Germans.
He's got bars as well.
Oh, yeah. It features a huge array of past, present, and future German wrestling superstars, including, but not limited to, Alexander Wolf. It'd be lovely to see him. Brackus, Ludwig Kaiser, Ilya Dragunov, Russian-German, but he counts. Kashmani El Khan, David Finlay, German-born apparently, I didn't know that. Rambo Braun, Lucky Kid, Damak, Pascal Spolter, Ulf Hermann, the German, and of course, Alex Wright.
It's the German. Hey, man.
Ilya ends up victorious. You got to give it to the guy who's in the company after hitting an H-bomb from the top of the ladder, which would be something else. Just focus on that. Imagine that. Oh my goodness. And then he's got to climb it afterwards, which is a bit weird, but whatever. And then he unhooks and I couldn't figure this out, I guess Lederhosen, raises it up for all to see.
Puts them on.
New gimmick, because he's crap at the moment. But it isn't just the Lederhosen that he has captured. It's a future shot at the WWE title the next time WWE are in Germany.
Oh, that's cool.
He loses the subsequent Munich house show match, but what a moment it was.
Yeah, it's a yes from me. For various reasons. I'm so annoyed that they're doing these. I get why and everything, and people still watch and everything, but I want a match on the pre-show. And if there's ever a time to do a match that's a bit more gimmicky or a bit more bringing back some old faces we'd never see, and it doesn't matter too much if they're not great anymore or whatever, then that's for the pre-show. And I also like, I know it was silly, but I like Ilya winning. And before you made a joke of it, I like the future next time it's in this place thing. Because that's something they can drop and then pick up later on as well. So I like that idea. So it's a yes.
It's a yes from me. As long as we get to see a dance-off with Alex Wright in there. But who's he going to dance off with? Everybody just dance off in the ring together. Yeah. I like it a lot. Yeah, it's a big yes.
Thank you. Cheers. I don't know what you'd sub the Lederhosen out for. If you wanted it to be real.
Is Bratwurst?
Bratwurst versus German to German?
A serious answer, which is boring, but Bryce Remsburg held up a contract, didn't he, at All In for the Gauntlet match? Here's a contract.
That contract works.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, on a clipboard.
What's contract in German?
I don't know.
Good.
It's been years. I don't know. Contract, and that would be multiple. That sounds like a plural.
That was Aussie, that sounds.
Oh, mate.
Oh, no, it was an A with an umlaut over it. Contract.
I've got more contracting. Yeah.
Please.
No.
Sorry. I can't. My German's. I shouldn't have bragged about my German skills.
No. You didn't really brag.
Huh?
A-star, not just an A-star.
Yeah, and in Spanish as well. Whatever. I'm just. Yeah.
A-star in
getting?
Spanish.
Wow.
Thanks,
A
guys.
man of many talents.
And one of them's yours. What's that? Is that The Office? It's got to be. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm a man of many talents, and one of them's yours. Is that The Office? Oh.
I can't remember.
Go on, Andrew.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
I thought you wanted me to answer the question
Ah,
as to
what
whether
is
that
that
was from The
from?
Office.
I don't think it is,
Oh,
actually.
you're a man of many talents, and one of them's mine. Oh, no. Joel?
Joel? He doesn't
Thank
know.
you. Oh, no. Oh, no. Should we just let him...
Yeah. Do you want me to do it and then we'll get back to it? We'll see if we can find it out
Yeah,
before
after
the end of
Andrew's
the
pitch, if
thing.
you found it, could you shout it out, please?
Jack's going to be paying no attention to this pitch.
Yeah, he's going to be thinking the whole... Okay, are you ready? So backstage or during the pre-show, we get a little interaction between Bianca and Jade. Jade is opening up to Bianca and talks about what happened at Clash at the Castle. No matter what Bianca might say, Jade knows she let her partner down that night and says that she's going to prove her worth and make it up to her partner by bringing those titles back home. I tell thee. Ooh, she doesn't say that, but she does say bringing them back home.
Yep.
Jade walks off, but Bianca stays in frame, and there's a look on her face that makes her think, oh, there's something going on here.
It's Corrupt FM. It's people who... Yeah, sorry, carry on. Yeah.
Before Naomi pops in and asks if Bianca is okay to break us out of that train of thought that something might be wrong. In the match itself, Bianca from the get-go tags herself in and tells Jade that she's got this, don't worry, it's all good. Something feels off though. It's subtle to begin with, but we get hints that perhaps Bianca isn't all too confident in Jade's ability to perhaps get the job done. The end of the match comes when Bianca is down on the outside. Perhaps Blair Davenport has got involved too, and Jade is trying to fend off some tandem offense from the Unholy Union. She does her best, but starts to get overwhelmed. She gets chop blocked to the back of the knee by Isla and placed in a rear naked choke by Alba. Things look dire for the challengers, and somewhat reminiscent of Clash. Jade starts to fade. Oh, that rhymes. Jade starts to fade.
It does.
The ref does the arm lifting spot. 1, 2, but she manages to stay in it. Whoa, she powers up. The crowd get behind her. She manages to position Alba up for the She manages to position Alba from the chokehold up onto her shoulders for that lovely sequence that she does that culminates in her like finally hitting the Jaded. You know, where
When
she
she
gets
drops
them up.
them in
yeah,
the-
and then
yeah,
whoa.
yeah.
And as she's positioning Alba, however, Bianca stirs and gets the blind tag unbeknownst to Jade. Cargill hits Jaded and goes for the cover. She's elated. She's redeemed herself to her partner, but obviously the ref doesn't count it because she's not the legal person.
No.
In comes Bianca, and much like the start of the match, she tells Jade that, I've got this, don't worry. And Cargill obviously is clearly upset by this. She pretty much had this one after all. And as the two get into a little brief confrontation, nothing too much, in comes Isla from behind. But Bianca sees this, she steps out of the way as Isla collides with Jade, sending her to the outside, leaving Dawn open for a KOD that sees Bianca drop her opponent right on top of the still downed Alba. 1, 2, 3, Bianca picks up the win. And the tag belts are back in the possession of Jade and Bianca, and things are happy because they've got the titles back, but little bits and pieces have started to form.
You are
the two.
Triple H, aren't you? You're just feeding us breadcrumbs.
Ooh.
Wow.
Time to play game.
Time to play it game.
Yeah.
It's a yes from me.
Thank you.
I don't really know where this is going to go. I've not been too impressed with them because their whole gimmick is them and Naomi as well. We're all friends and we just have a great time.
Yeah.
And I need more tension. And I'm sure there will be, but I think you're right, now is the time to start sowing those seeds.
I guess with the titles on the line as well, there's a little bit more there for Bianca to be like, I kind of really want to make sure these come back. And maybe that's like a nice little layer for when they do the split and they do have like a heel turn maybe for Bianca or whatever. But the fact that she is very... she's very wary of Jade and maybe her ability, which then also gives Jade a little bit of a layer of like maybe doubting herself. Like everybody sees her as this big star and everything, and she is, but there's just a little bit of something else in there. A little bit of...
I like the first half of what you've said, but I don't want my Jade Cargill to be doubting herself. I want it to be Jade Cargill.
Yeah, but then big baby face, she makes a big old comeback against Bianca Belair.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm trying to sell this.
No, yeah, it's still yes. It's a yes from me. It's still a yes.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a yes from me as well. I think it's the first step towards Bianca heel turn that I really want to see because we've not seen it on the main roster. I think it's a nice way to get there. And then I think in the future, with Bianca already doubting Jade, as you've put early on in the pitch there, she can start bringing up stuff about, the botches and that sort of stuff.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think that works really well, and sort of like you'll never be as good as me. You've been handed all this stuff. You're not good enough, and then eventual WrestleMania match, I guess, where Jade goes over. I really like it. I really like it. It's cool.
Thanks.
2 yeses for you. I feel like Paddy McGuinness. Oh, you've got yourself a date, son!
No latte, no latte.
None of
no
that.
likey, no latte.
No
Likey.
likey.
There we go.
Yeah. You're going to the Isle of Fernando's. It's my third pitch. It's called Surprise Match. It's called Surprise Match.
Surprise match. Oh.
In between 2 of the matches on the show, Pretty Deadly come out and treat us to a special preview of their upcoming musical. Obviously, the crowd aren't thrilled by this, I've put, but maybe they are. Who knows? But cabaret and that, Berlin. Yeah, maybe they love it. Yeah. I need to rethink my whole pitch. But a commotion moves through the crowd as someone is making their way to the ring. Pretty Deadly are oblivious. They just think the cheers are for them. But they're attacked by the arriving Ilya Dragunov. The crowd are very happy to see him because he's really popular in Germany, even though he's half Russian and whatever, but was raised in Germany, as we know from Matthew. And then I've put in square brackets, explain if needed. But I don't think...
Got that.
Ilya clears the ring and gets on the mic. This is Bash in Berlin, and these fans didn't come here to see a musical. They came to see a fight, which is, seems like someone says that on like every Raw these days. So if anyone in the back wants to test themselves against Ilya, and if anyone thinks they are more unbesiegbar than him, then come on out now. He is answered by the NXT North American champion Oba Femi. That's how his music goes. Yeah.
That's big. Well, I mean, he's a big boy.
He is. We have a big old match which involves both announce tables being destroyed. Ilya leaps from one to the other with an H-bomb to put Oba through, and Oba later puts Ilya through the other one with a huge power bomb. Ultimately, it's Oba who wins and retains the belt. Yes, I've put it's the crowd favourite losing, but I don't think this will be treated like Drew losing in Scotland was by the live crowd. It's not the main event, and in my pitches anyway, we've got Gunther winning later on, and also I think this elevates Oba they've shown him on Raw, I think, quite recently in the crowd and stuff. But this is the main roster fans' chance to see him in action and see how big and scary he is and great.
Did you say this is pre-show?
No.
Main card?
Could be in the. I don't know. You do whatever you want.
No?
No, I had it in between two of the matches on the show. So yeah, main show.
Yeah, I really like it. I mean, it's just a match that I'd love to see, even with, you don't need any proper build there, do you? As a hometown guy versus a big, imposing, scary man. They would kick the crap out of each other. It's a yes from me. And I think the card, maybe lacking is an unfair.
There's only 5 at the minute, isn't there?
Yeah, there's only 5. That's typical.
Which is what they do.
Again,
Very short card.
and it's fairly predictable. So just to throw something in there which nobody would be expecting, and to put that belt on the line as well, elevates that belt, and it makes Oba look fantastic. And I think he would get tremendous heat going over there for sure as well. So I think it works in a lot of ways. It's a yes.
Thank you.
Big yes from me as well, because I feel like that's one glaring omission is Ilya Dragunov from this card.
Yeah, he must be there in some capacity, surely.
You'd imagine so. But yeah, it did feel weird because I thought we were going to get maybe an IC title match, but obviously they're doing the tournament stuff. So this is a nice way to get him in there and against Obafemi as well. Yeah. Oh my God.
All right, I'm not going to watch the whole video, but there we have it. There's the reaction to the 9 pitches. That was very good. If they were bookers, that would be very good. Very interesting. So it makes me want to watch Bash in Berlin even more. But as I always say, this is your boy DKB. Mind your business and count your blessings. Count your blessings and mind your business. This is the DKB Midnight Truth Podcast, where I speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. And I'm out, people. Peace and blessings. Y'all be easy.